As the political optics play out, the economic subtext is equally significant. India is pushing for deeper market access for its pharmaceutical and IT sector, expanded agri-tech export, duty cuts on textiles and stronger startup collaboration, while both sides look to build resilient supply chains in an increasingly uncertain global economy. Defense cooperation remains the centerpiece of this visit. Negotiations are underway for 6 mid-air refueling aircraft through a Boeing 767 conversion project involving HAL and an Israeli government PSU. Valued at nearly rupees 8,000 crore, the deal is critical for boosting Indian Air Force capabilities and is expected to be sealed by the end of 2026. Beyond hardware, India's expectations are strategic. New Delhi is seeking force-multiplier technologies, long-range strike capabilities, ISR and zone dominance, faster defense acquisition and greater localization in manufacturing, aimed squarely at securing decisive edge in a contested regional security environment. This partnership has been in making for decades. The ties under PV Narasimha Rao, followed by early UAV acquisitions, Israel's critical support during the Kargil conflict, and the co-development of the Barak 8 missile system and the elevation of ties to a strategic partnership in 2017. The expected tanker deal in 2026 could well mark the next major milestone in this steadily deepening relationship. And let me remind you, in 2003, Ariel Sharon visited India when Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the Prime Minister. That is also another important milestone when Sharon was in India. Now, on this visit, which is taking place, I am joined by Anand Bernstein, President Israel Asia Chamber of Commerce. He joins me in Jerusalem. Thank you so much, sir. I'm joined by Yanki Faber, Senior Journalist, the Orthodox Community of Israel, and Ambassador Prabhu Dayal. Thank you, all of you. I'll start with Ambassador Prabhu Dayal first, sir. The significance of this short, very important visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, sir.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on your show. You know, this visit is highly significant. It is Prime Minister's second visit to Israel following his historic 2017 trip, which was in fact the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister to Israel. And the visit is viewed by both nations as a milestone in the India-Israel strategic partnership, emphasizing mutual trust and innovation. Let me mention that bilateral talks will be the main focus of the visit, which is very important for both sides. Discussions will focus on defense, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, technology, and trade. Both nations are expected to sign a memorandum of understanding on security cooperation. Frankly, defense remains a major economic driver, with Israel becoming India's second largest weapons supplier in 2026 through deals worth over $8.5 billion. A major focus will be on joint development of advanced military systems, including anti-ballistic missile shields, laser-based defense systems, and drones. Now, discussions are also expected to focus on developing long-range standoff missiles and incorporating Iron Dome technologies into India's indigenous Sudarshan Chakra air defense program. Now, Israel has reportedly agreed to share high-end technologies previously unavailable, high-tech laser defense systems, and anti-ballistic missile technologies. Let me also mention that economic ties will also be an important focus of the visit. Both nations aim to expand bilateral trade, which stood at approximately $3.7 billion in the financial year 24-25. And following the signing of the bilateral investment treaty last year, this visit by Prime Minister Modi may pave the way for a full-fledged free trade agreement to further integrate their economies. Let me mention one last point. The agenda includes a joint innovation event in Jerusalem focused on high-tech collaboration. Now, Prime Minister Netanyahu said that they will focus on presently artificial intelligence, quantum computing. So these are some of the high points relating to the structure and the agenda of the visit. Of course, the Prime Minister will address the Indian community, and the Indian community in Israel consists of approximately 85,000 Jews of Indian origin and also about 20,000 Indian nationals, mainly caregivers, agricultural workers, and IT professionals who live in Israel. And as you mentioned during your introductory remarks, Prime Minister is expected to address the Knesset very, very shortly, and everybody is looking forward to what he says during that address.
Okay, let me go across to Anat Bunstein because you spoke about the free trade agreement. If I recall correctly, in early 90s, the trade between India and Israel was dollars. The bilateral trade ties have improved, but the volume has not been substantial. What needs to be done to treble or double the volume? Couple of billions of dollars, not much, despite close strategic relationship.
So I'm not settling for doubling. I want it to be tripled. And we are talking about bilateral trade of 5 billion at the moment, not including the defense deals, which are adding to the number substantially. And the free trade agreement that is under discussion. Yesterday, the delegation from Israel met Minister Narendra. So it's double the trade, but it is between 200 meters to hear Prime Minister's speech. Jerusalem was quite amazing because Israel and very exciting for me. As you see, I'm wearing the orange color, especially for this event. And it seems that also the Prime Minister's wife wearing orange today. So Israel is very a prime day for all of us here.
Okay. Mr. Faber, do you feel that the de-hyphenation between Israel and Palestine is complete?
Well, you know, it's very complicated to say. I really hope that there will be peace one day between Israel and Palestine. Depends which Palestine, you know, if it's the West Bank or it's Gaza. At the moment, nobody in Israel years, nobody really believes that there is going to be something good with the situation in Gaza because Hamas doesn't want to, give up his weapon.